things. I had the date wrong for the live stream, so I had to fix that. And I got to fix it for tomorrow morning too, because I think I have that a little bit wrong. So I appreciate the patience, guys. Thank you very much. Who do we have here? We have Cat and Jack. Man, I really feel bad that I missed Cat and Jack's live stream. I hope to catch the next one for sure. Jace says, hey to Cat and Jack. Jace says, I knew it. I sat here waiting. The time. Hold on one second. Let me bring up my desktop. Easy to read the comments, and again, no one wants to see me squinting at the phone. We're going to continue our talks about anything, you know what I mean? About whatever comes up. But, you know, hey, Selma, about specifically, we're going to keep talking about forgiveness as presented in a radical, non-duality style. Non-dual literally doesn't mean one, doesn't mean everything is one, because that implies that there is a one and an observer of the one. Non-duality, advaita, literally means not two. You'll find in a lot of mystical traditions, they are based upon the path of negation. I mentioned before the neti neti meditation, where we delve into the inquiry of who am I, and we have to dismiss everything that comes up. Every single thing that comes up, we have to say neti neti, not this, not this, in order to get to the actuality of existence itself. The one sure true thing that we can say is, I exist, I'm aware. Hey, Michael. Just a second. So anything else, and even to say I exist, we have to dismiss that, because there is no I that exists. There's just existence itself. There's just awareness of being. Again, we're verbs, verbing our way. My cat is getting my attention. Speaking of awareness, I'm aware of those claws sinking deeper into my leg. All right, who else we got here? Jace was saying, I knew if I sat here waiting, the time would surely come when Yogi started up his live and the fun it's soon begun. But time stood still for a second, and then the minute passed. How does this end? And so he hit the go live button, and he was here at last. Beautifully expressed. There is our friend Yogi, says Cat and Jack. Hey, Adam. Adam says, where do you stand on religion? It's a good question. I was actually thinking of a flippant answer, but it's a good question. I am not religious. I don't practice a religion. I like what the Dalai Lama, who obviously is a Buddhist, when he was at the conference of religious leaders back in the 80s, I believe, and every leader around the world stood up and gave their title and talked about their religion for 5, 10, 15 minutes. The Dalai Lama stood up, gave his birth name, not his title, and said, and my religion is kindness. He sat back down, and every jaw dropped. The simplicity of the answer, his sincerity, and that's, for me, my religion is kindness. My religion is forgiveness. My practice is kindness, and my practice is forgiveness, as outlined again by the non-dual tradition of Course in Miracles, as well as yoga. Sprinkling of Buddhism thrown in there. A sprinkling of mystical Christianity. But I think religion could be great if it was actually practiced. Now, that's the thing, Buddhism is actually more of a psychology than it is a religion. Kat says, so Adam, I think you'll like Yogi's answer. I hope so, or at least I hope I make sense. Uh, I think religion could be a great practice if people practice it. How many practicing, I don't want to pick on Christianity, but how many practicing Christians do you know? How many people, I like how, I think it might have been Wayne Dyer, he said, don't be a Buddhist, be a Buddha. Don't be Christian, be Christ. When you go to church, you basically talk about sin and afterlife. They don't teach the Sermon on the Mount. They don't say we were given an actual path to follow, and that Jesus gave explicit directions on how to attain heaven. Kingdom of heaven is within, and we immediately look everywhere else but within. And for the most part, none of us ever do. So I would love if religion actually taught the tenets of the faith. And it sounds like I'm calling out Christianity because I think Christianity is a beautiful philosophical discourse that has fallen in the wayside of what people actually practice. Do we feed the hungry? Do we tend to the poor? Do we welcome others, the appearance of a stranger? Adam says, interesting take. So you believe that religion could be a force of good if practiced according to its teachings? Yes. I also don't think it's necessary. I think people getting together in small groups and practicing and talking about their faith is a wonderful thing. When it enforces in the yogic and Buddhist traditions, it's called a sangha, a spiritual community. But as soon as it's organized, as soon as it becomes something, as soon as it has needs of converting, I mention all the time, not everyone is going to appreciate the radical forgiveness that I talk about. It doesn't sit well with some people. I'm not looking for anyone to believe what I believe. I'm talking about what has given me a sense of freedom, that has given me great emotional health, that has given me resilience and no small degree of joy and happiness. So I put that out there and I talk about it. And if people are interested, I'll help. If people aren't interested, I'll help you in a different way. Hopefully. Hey, Specs. First ad, back soon. They've been coming up lately. Our friend Praveen had said that he got like 9 today. I hope that's not too much for you guys. Specs says, Kat, I was just watching you work. Hey, Austin. Specs says, hey, Jace, I looked on you today too. Have you ever heard Specs talk about lurkers? She expresses it beautifully, how much she loves and appreciates her lurkers. Kat says, Joe, I put on a good show of working, huh? Specs says, hi, Austin. I caught part of your panel live about a week ago. It was very interesting. Specs is all over the place. Support, support, support. Separate says, the act of anointing with sacred oil, that's the Christing. The Greek word for Christ is Christos, which comes from the verb praia, meaning to anoint. And it's the title, the Christ. Jay says, oh, Joe, I felt something different. Thanks, hon. Spec says, Sniper, good to see you. Laughing with Cat. Skip says, good morning, Eric and Chad. I hope you're all smiling and shining a bunch of stars. Did you guys check out Skits' song, by the way, guys? Jace says, Austin, buddy. Tomorrow is March, 1st of March. According to meteorologists, spring starts the beginning of March, end of February. Of course, according to the Gregorian calendar, And astronomically, it starts on the equinox. But meteorologists go by warming trends. Yesterday it got up to high 50s, today in the mid 50s. I think later in the week it's going to get up to 70. So, hey, I'm going with spring. I'm going with March. Everyone's saying hi to Skits. Adam says, when I initially asked you, the first idea that came to your mind was Buddhism. Is that your current belief? How would you define Buddhism? Is it a self-religion piece? Some people practice it as a religion, specifically in the Southern Asia. But it's a psychological system. It's not really a religion. The Buddha himself famously declined to even discuss God. When he was asked about God, he remained silent. A lot of people took that to mean that he was an atheist, but he just didn't speak of it. He was concerned, as he said, his one concern was suffering and how to get out of suffering. That was it. That's what he teaches. For me, I consider myself, I'm a practitioner of yoga. Makes me a yogi. Anyone who practices yoga. Yoga is the path to God consciousness. It goes from the ethical foundation to samadhi, bliss consciousness, through a steady practice of steadying the mind. Second sutra in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra is yoga is achieved by a mind that is unencumbered by the vacillating perceptions, meaning we no longer identify with the thoughts. And I do practice yoga. Some might say religiously, but it's not a religion. It's the outline of my entire life, but the core of who I am and what I do is based upon the principles of A Course in Miracles, which is written in the language of Christianity. It is, according to some, described that it was the follow-up teachings of Jesus, correcting the mistakes of the New Testament, teaching the true meaning of forgiveness. And it is all about achieving inner peace. That's what sold me. Was I don't care about heaven. If it's a place that I go to when I'm no longer here, that's awesome. I'm glad it's there. I don't care about heaven though. I care about right now and being absolutely free in this moment. Am I free? No. But I have moments. I have awakened moments. And that's enough for me now. The course talks about the happier dream. The objective is to escape the illusion of our perceptions that have created this world. It's the same as Maya in Buddhism and yoga, Hinduism, as well as Sikhism, as well as Jainism, even some aspects of Sufism, even some aspects of Christianity. The Gnostics believed that the world was illusory. And until we awaken from the dream, the objective is to create a happier dream, reducing suffering for people. That's why, I did go towards Buddhism, because Buddhism is all about reducing our suffering and the suffering of others, because you can't do one without doing the other. Adam, so I have practiced aspects of Buddhism. I've practiced Buddhist meditation for quite some time. I've studied Buddhism. I went to a Buddhist discourse quite a few times back in the early 2000s, but I don't consider myself a Buddhist. I don't really consider myself an ist of any kind or belonging to an ism. Guess says Skits, not yet. Karma, I'm looking forward to it. Adam says, because I felt like your answer was rather flexible. Were you brought up Christian? I was. I went to a Catholic school all through my formative years. Best thing that ever happened to me was going to a Catholic school, so I could eventually come to the point of no longer being a Catholic. And I have nothing against Catholics or Christianity. It's just not for me. I love mystical Christianity, though. Meister Eckhart and Julian of Norwich, St. John of the Cross, St. Teresa, St. Francis. Via Prana is worth a read, Eric. Have you come across it? It sounds familiar, Sniper. I will have to look into that. Jesus gets raised the bar with his latest release. He keeps doing that, doesn't he? He just gets more inspired and his talent matches his inspiration. Michael says, thanks for coming to my live, Yogi. I appreciate you. You're welcome, Michael. I was hoping that I would remember. Marie says, hey, sorry. I can't be here right now because I'm making an edit for Songahan. Just came to like, blah, blah, blah. I'll be here soon. Well, thanks, Marie. I will see you when your work is done. We will see you. Marie says, I see myself as leaving in a second. See ya. Spectre said, I love the skits. Skit says, I was worried how it would come across, Jace brother, but thank you. It really means a lot, man. Snipper says, I'm stuck with the title of Abortus. The ist is there, but I disagree with any isms. Yeah, I am definitely not a ismist. I did like that, Cypher. I put it all together, an ismist. What's your religion? I'm an ismist. Spec says, your music is very meaningful, Skits. It certainly is. Spec says, thank you. I needed to hear that about today's skits. Michael says, it was not easier this time. You look more at ease, Michael. You definitely look more at ease. You think that's because it was your second time, or you think it's because of who you were with? I saw that you had, at one point, you had like 40 some people show up. It's a good live stream. It's a love you, Specs, my friend. And you chat. Don't forget it. And even you, Yogi. Aw, even me. That's the nicest thing everyone's ever said to me. The second nicest thing. The first nicest is when I got married and the Reverend said, do you take this man to be your husband? And she said, yeah, I guess, whatever. We'll see how it works out. I think she like leaned over and said, is this like a binding contract? Is it negotiable? If I don't like it, can I? Semi-true story. Sniper says, sorry, I missed that. Michael was modding a channel. Tag was talking about overcoming fears. Michael says, I think it was easier because of a hands-on learner, and I finally figured it out. So what was it, Michael? What was the figuring out for you? Give me a second, guys. Michael says, no worries, squirrel. Jason says, ads, baby. Let's go. Back soon. It says, oh, bless you, brother. That is truly heartwarming. So that was a great little talk. Hey, Frenchie, on religion. What about you guys? Hey, Selma. Frenchie says, hey, Yogi. Selma says hi. Kat says, Selma, love you. Jason's waving at Frenchie, and Michael says, I just needed to learn how it worked and finally understand what the buttons mean. Yeah, I don't even bother touching the buttons. Someone says, I love you too, Cat and Jack. Well, Sniper says, he doesn't believe in isms either. I don't know if, is anyone here a practicing anything? Practicing, something or other? Like I said, I'm a practicing yogi. It's what makes me a yogi. Imperfectly so. Frenchie says, sub to you, Specs Appeal. You won't regret it, Frenchie. It says, no, thank you, Specs, for being you. Hugs. Hi, Selma. Hope you're smiling. Eric says, say you again, chat. Can't type now. I'm driving. Well, thanks for popping in, Eric. French is waving at Jace. Let's see. Marie says, okay, never mind. I want to stay. But we appreciate that. That's not going to inconvenience Sonoham, though, is it? So, I was mentioning Course in Miracles, written in Christian language, but it is not Christian. It has actually more in common with Buddhist and yogic psychology than it does with traditional Christianity. And it gives you a promise. If you practice this, it's also the same reason I fell in love with yoga and Buddhism. Practice this, and this is what you get. It's not abstract. It's not that, hey, if you go to church, if you do this, if you believe this, then when you die, you will get this as your reward. Course in Miracles says, if you practice forgiveness in this way, you will be liberated. You will wake up from the illusion that you are small, insignificant, and separate from others and from God. You will be free. Freedom's a big thing for me because I spent a large portion of my life trapped within a thought system that was punishing me, as well as punishing others. That I believed myself small. I believed myself insignificant. I believed that no one could love me. And if no one could love me, how could I love myself? And if I couldn't love myself, then how could I be in a meaningful relationship? Meaningful. And of course, I wasn't. I was in a lot of superficial relationships for a long time because I was superficial. Superficial, I don't mean that I didn't yearn for something better or that I realized my superficiality. Is that a word? Did I say it right? And I wanted something different. I just didn't know how. And I wasn't taught that in Catholic school. As a matter of fact, I was taught I was supposed to be insignificant, that I was a sinner. And the only way to not be a sinner was that I had to believe something about someone that had no meaningful aspect in my life, no meaningful point. I had no relationship with Jesus. Oddly enough, now that I'm not a Christian, I have a very meaningful relationship with Jesus as a presence within that I can turn to at any time, as an example of the life that I would like to live. It says Eric LP, legend, much love, brother. Get off your phone. Excellent advice. Frenchie says, sub to you, just Marie. Michael says, yeah, I wasn't expecting that big of a crowd. It already at 245 views, 34 likes. Didn't see that coming. You should and expect more. You're going to take off, Michael. Frenchie says, who writes that book? Eric, A Course in Miracles. If you believe in what the Course says, it was written by Jesus. It was scribed, received by Helen Suchman and Bill Thetford. They were considered the scribes, meaning Helen heard a voice, and the voice said, well, here's the story. Bill Thetford was president of the New York City, Columbia University, head of psychiatry department. Dr. William Thetford. It's a pretty esteemed position. His assistant, Helen Suchman, they had a contentious relationship. They didn't get along too well, and the entire faculty was always bickering, backstabbing, trying to get ahead. It's the way it is in academia so often. One day at a meeting, things were particularly contentious, and Bill Thetford threw his hands up and says, there has to be a better way. And Helen Suchman said, there is, and I'll help you find it. And that statement brought together a sort of an awakening. Helen Suchman was always prone to, she considered herself an atheist, but she was always prone to mystical essence, visions, voices. And that little statement, there is, and I'll help you find it, triggered it. And she heard a voice. And the voice said, this is A Course in Miracles. Please take note. And it frightened her. So she went to see Bill Thetford and said, I'm hearing a voice. I don't know what to do. And he said, what does the voice tell you to do? And she said, it's telling me to take notes. And in his infinite psychology wisdom, Bill Thetford said, well, then take notes and let's see what it says. And over from 1965 to 1972, Course in Miracles, complete discourse, was presented. Let me read the introduction. This is A Course in Miracles. It is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. It only means that you can elect what you want to take at any given time. The course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. The opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. So the course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. That caught me. That was it for me. I was all in. And then I got to the workbook, 365 lessons. And I got to the very first one that says, nothing I see on this street, nothing I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place, means anything. And it completely lost me. What do you mean this doesn't mean anything? You know, I can look around the room. I'm looking at my cat. You say my cat doesn't mean anything? And the course says, absolutely, it doesn't mean anything. The cat's just a cat. This cup is just a cup. This bell that I got as a gift that I love is just a bell. But that's because I assign meaning to everything. I have labeled this wonderful furry being that protects me from roaming and random mice strolling in my house. I gave her a label, cat. It's so easy to dismiss a cat. It's just a cat. But when I truly, truly look at it and see it as an aspect, as our friend Cat and Jack said yesterday or the day before, spark of God. When I see that this labelless, furry, magical creature is a spark of God, the same spark of God that I am, she's just furrier than I am. Now I'm getting closer to the truth. So it took me about 15 years before I finally went through the entire workbook. And that's because my life was so miserable that I was just came off of being a single stepdad for my 14-year-old stepdaughter. My wife just came back from a war zone and asked for a divorce. My mother was in her last stages of dying of Alzheimer's. My father had a stroke. that I was moving out of the house, leaving my 2 dogs behind that I absolutely loved. Um, I had nothing left to lose. So why not dive in and gain everything? And that's what the Course of Miracles gave me. That's why, 15 years, it took so long, and it does for a lot of people, because it confronts the ego, and the ego rebels. So as long as you believe that you are an ego, you are always going to struggle with the Course until you get a glimpse. And the glimpse for me was through my long-term practice of meditation. Frenchie says, yes, the presence, exactly, a presence within. And the Course says we share that presence. Helen Sutherland wasn't special. She was just more in tune to hearing. She was the selected person to hear. But we all have the Course of Miracles dictated through us in every moment. And it's a one word, forgive. But it's a radical forgiveness. It is not the forgiveness that you were taught. Hey, Toy Pups, how are you? Spec says I got mail from a sub to open and live stream, but I can't make myself want to go live. Hey, you know, don't make yourself. If there's any resistance, there's no reason. Kat says, I told Specs the Course of Miracles workbook can help quiet the anxious ego. It can. It it can be difficult because first it's confronting the ego. It's not trying to get rid of the ego. It doesn't try to eradicate the ego. All it asks you to do is smile at the ego. Learn how to smile. I was reading this morning. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time any of you used the word circumvent in a conversation? I use the word circumnavigate. This is chapter 27. This is the metaphysics of A Course in Miracles. Into eternity, where all is one, there crept a tiny mad idea, at which the Son of God remembered not to laugh. In his forgetting, did the thought become a serious idea, and possible of both accomplishment and real effects. Together we can laugh them both away, and understand that time cannot intrude upon eternity. Think about that. Time cannot intrude upon eternity. It is a joke to think that time can come to circumvent eternity, which means there is no time. We can laugh them both away. We can laugh. That's the core of our religion. That's the core of our philosophy. That's the core of our practice. We can laugh it all away. We can laugh every conceivable thing that has ever happened to us. We can laugh them away. Do you know why? Because here in the only present reality that we have, this moment, nothing's happening. The past is gone. You are already healed. You just don't know it yet. I just don't know it yet. But we're getting there. Every conversation. So we are that Son of God, each and every one of us, the God spark. Thank you for that, Kat. And here's the thing. We remember not to laugh at the idea that we could be separate. It was that idea that set the universe in catalyst, put it in motion. It became a thing of labels. It became a thing of seriousness. It became a thing where we believed it was okay for children to starve and crime to be committed and wars to happen. We believed it was okay for people to not have homes. That's the ego, the tiny mad idea. However, it wasn't true. The ego is fictitious. When we see through that, now we're coming back to reality. And remember, as the Course says, only love is real, nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. Sorry, guys. I'm manipulating my own conversation with you guys. I apologize. How did you forget to play Genshin on your stream earlier? That's your thing. It's in your title. Spec says, "Oh, I read that." Austin's dropping his playlist. Sorry, guys. How far behind did I get? Frenchie says, "Powerful introduction." It is, and like I said, it had me hooked. I'm always happy to, anyone who wants to work through Course of Miracles, anyone who wants to talk yoga psychology, anyone who wants to do breath work, anyone who wants to learn how to meditate. That's what the channel's all about. But Pup says, super chat. Marie says, I've uploaded 2 shorts this week. One of them I just did. Always feel free to drop you a link. Toy Pup says we are doing a lot better. Went out today shopping and bought some cute stuff. There's nothing like retail therapy. We do what works for us, Someone says, I miss you. Spec says, I'm glad. Someone says, Specs, I'm smiling. And Spec says, are you thinking of Harrison? I'm glad you're happy today, Selma. Anyone have short ideas for me? Just Marie doing burpees in her basement. There it is. Someone says, yes. Flip Up says, our live stream is looping again. We would love if everyone can smash the like button when they have a chance. It'll be looping for a while. Awesome. What are you up to right now, Toy Pups? Likewise. What are you up to now, likewise? Oops. I got to take my sleep meds. I don't know if our friend Bumblebee T is in the background. If you are, don't forget to take your subs. Snippet says celestial alignment this evening. Why did I think that was yesterday? Selma's going to her boyfriend's house tomorrow. Jace says hi to Selma. Our time is not, says Jace. Our time is not. I like that. Selma says, hi, Mom. How are you? Oh, wow. Love from Scotland. Thank you so much, my friend. Much appreciated. And I definitely feel the love from Scotland. Maddie and Chloe are 2 wonderful, wonderful people. Supplement. Toy Pup says we are walking home from the mall. That's nice that you can walk home from there. Spec says hi to No Mercy. Someone says, for something, Marie, about discussion. I don't know what discussion means. Maddie says, Mr. Yogi, sir. Hey, Maddie, how are the watch hours? Well, 2 things. How are you feeling? How are your watch hours? Foxy says it's 2 a.m. for me. This is this your second week of your honeymoon, Foxy? Jace says, hey to Foxy. Someone says they did, but the letters are so small. Frenchie's waving at Foxy. Maria will be right back. Zipper says the moon is aligned this evening, even though it's new. I'll duck out and take a look right before I go to bed. Manny says I'm a bit better today, Yogi. Thank you. I'm glad to hear. Man, I know it's been stubborn. It's been holding on. Hey, Maddie, are you doing? Are you fishing tomorrow? Richie says, "Hey, the sniper." Maddie says, YouTube says 3,200. Studio says 2,086. With 5 days being held, man, you're close. I think by Monday for sure. Sniper says, so tonight is extra special to those that lunar. So, yeah, I read the very first lesson of A Course in Miracles. It does get better. Some of my favorites. Forgiveness is the key to happiness. People will talk about or people have mentioned to me, why do you talk about forgiveness so often? It's because it truly is the key to happiness. Here is the answer. This is right out of lesson 121, that here's the answer to your search for peace. Here is the key to meaning in a world that seems to make no sense. Here's the way to safety and apparent dangers that appears to threaten you at every turn. Hello.
Can I ask you something?
You sure can.
Do you know what the means discussion means?
Yes, discussion is what you and I are doing right now. We are discussing the word discussion.
Yeah.
So it's a little different than like a conversation. Conversation can be casual, but a discussion is usually about particular topics. So when you said the word discussion, you and I had a discussion about the word discussion.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Yeah. But I'm excited to go to my boyfriend's house tomorrow.
You are. So now you want to discuss your boyfriend's house.
Yes.
Okay. I see what you did there. We can discuss going to your boyfriend's house.
Yeah.
But first, our friend Maddie says, yes, I'm fishing tomorrow, Miss Yogi, and then fly tying in the evening. You know what? I gotta admit, I enjoy the fly tying the most. I like the casual conversations that you have, Maddie. Sniper says fires are affected by the full moon. So, you're gonna be hanging out with Harrison tomorrow, huh?
Yeah.
Is he going to? He's going to be prank free, right? No pranks.
No point.
Awesome. Hey, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
If you look in the chat, our friend Maddie from his partner Chloe just gave a super chat.
Yay.
Can you thank Maddie for me too?
Thank you, Mosty, for
and Chloe too.
For the super chat and Chloe as well.
Thank you guys. So much appreciated.
Hi, Puppy Mommy.
Toy Pup says Chloe. Yep, that pranking you two do has never worked out well for you guys, has it?
No.
So I'm glad to hear that you're over there.
We've been fighting and getting mad at each other, but we talked things out and it worked pretty good.
Good.
But we both have problems here and there at the same time. But we learn how to solve it.
Runner Boy says some, and he gave you a wave.
Runner Boy, you forgot to put an A at the end.
And Toy Pup says, love you, Selma. Well, that's because Toy Pups used up all the A's. There was no A's left for Runner Boy. Every single A was used up. Sniper says that a discussion is a deep conversation. Exactly.
I am not that Wonder Boy.
Jace says, sleep time for me. See you all tomorrow. Much love and kindness. Much love and kindness to you, Jace. Thank you for hanging out.
Can
I
you
will
help
see
me?
you tomorrow. Yep. Make sure you say goodnight to Jace.
Good night, Chase.
And our friend Fatima is here. Hello, my friend. Nice to see you. Wonder Boy's going to do a stream. So, hey, Selman,
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk for about 15 more minutes before I get ready to go to bed. A little sleepy tonight, more so than usual, and I'm in a little bit of pain. So if I talk for about 15 minutes, can you come back on and help me say goodnight to everyone?
Yeah.
Awesome, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Maddie, for the super chat.
Thanks, Selma. Thank you, Maddie.
And she said bananas.
It did. Yep, bananas. You know what they say? What do they say, Selma? Winner, winner,
Banana.
banana. Exactly. That's the motto.
You make me say it.
I did make you say it.
How dare you?
You don't make me shake the spoon at you, Selma.
Hey.
All right. So come back up in about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He
When
says,
okay, dinner.
no, it's run a banana.
Bye.
Bye. Marie says, hey, Runner. That's funny, Marie. Hey, Runner Bill. Toy Pups are all the wise. She did. She's using up all the letters. No letters for the rest of us. Fatima says, how are you, host? Fatima, my friend. First off, thank you for the like, and I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. How are you?
You know who it is when they start barking.
I always know who it is.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Yogi.
Hello.
Yeah, I never feel nice when I say I'm busy. So I was like, let me come say hi.
Our friend Selena is here.
Hi, Selena. Hi, Selma. Hi, Runner Boy. Hi, Squirrel. Maddie and Chloe sitting in a tree. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, another one. Look, another one. Oh my God. It's raining on you today, Yogi. It's raining.
It is raining. So much appreciated. Selena says, good morning, Eric. Blessings from Australia to US. Runner Boy is hoping to be monetized next week.
Runner Boy, you're going to be welcoming you to the club soon. The monetization club.
Yep. I want to make sure to get there to be his first super chat.
Oh my God, Yogi wants to be. You guys, let's not make Yogi be the first. Let's see who else could be first.
Nope. Only me. Only me.
Let's see, guys. Let's not make Yogi be the winner. Let's go try to super chat before the Yogi. Oh my gosh. Thanks for making me laugh, Yogi.
Yep. Cat and Jack is saying sending you love and waving.
Aw, thank you. Thanks,
I
guys.
heard you were hanging out with Cat and Jack last night.
Yeah, we got to know each other. It was so nice. It was like she had a girls only live stream. It was me and Specs and Bumblebee and Amanda came in a little bit, I think. It was fun. She's such a cool personality. Like
She
seriously.
is.
She's amazing, Cat and Jack. You're like a beautiful, beautiful personality. I just love it. I fell in love with her last night.
Her shorts are some of my favorite.
Yeah, you can it's like it matches her personality.
There's
And
a magical and funny quality to him.
yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful and creative. She's so creative. She's so talented. There's so much up there in the imagination. It's just beautiful to see. I
Yep.
love it. It was so inspiring. I was like, "Oh my god, like she's not a tree anymore and she made the dog come to life." And then it's just beautiful.
Hey, Jamie Brown.
Hi, Jamie. Hi, Stroll Sniper. Yogi, we just came on to say, like, thank you for your topics of choice the last couple days. It's been really, really like needed. Talking about forgiveness and especially we took notes today. I don't have my book. Yeah, I do have my book. But we're starting to take notes. It's like really cool if you take notes because then you have something to go back to. Like where I'm not wearing my glasses. Are those words true? Are they necessary? Are they kind? Oh my God. Like, what great questions for you to ask yourself before you open up a conversation with anyone or before you react to something.
That that was the key word that you said before you react to
Yeah.
anyone. If you just
So-
ask the three gates,
Yeah.
and you know, if one doesn't pass the first gate, then don't pursue it. It's that simple.
It's that simple. Yeah. Like, even just after the first one, you you start to question yourself, right?
Yep. And I go back and forth. I really love the second one. Is it necessary?
Yeah.
Just because you think it, just
Doesn't
because you
mean it is
believe it,
necessary.
right?
Yeah. For your
Um,
own satisfaction, right? Basically,
exactly.
it would be needed only for your own satisfaction. But is that really necessary?
Yep. And then the last one, is it kind?
Yeah.
Does it
I
help?
like
Is it going to help the other person, or
yeah.
you just want to air your ego? Do you want to give? Do you want to show
Mhm.
people how clever you are? The
Yeah.
Sufi poet Rumi, wonderful little poem where he says, sell your cleverness for bewilderment."
Mm.
Because the ego is always clever. It's always saying, "Appreciate me. Let me manipulate and maneuver the conversation so you can tell me how great I think I
I
am."
am. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes you question yourself. And then it's kind of like, um, I don't know. It's just, I like this
Hey, Gilbert.
journey. I'm loving this journey of learning more about yourself. And these questions are so important. Like, if you ask yourself these questions, you will come up with the answers for yourselves. And a lot of times you might not like the answers,
Yep.
right? But there's stuff that you need to face.
And bewilderment is, I'd like to call it the great cosmic shrug. If someone says, um, any question that is answerless doesn't really need an answer. Like you don't need to know. Someone
Yeah.
says, "Is there a God?" You can
Yeah.
give all kinds of answers.
Hmm.
That God is the Holy Trinity, God is this, God is that. But in the end, it comes to just this great cosmic shrug of, I can't say there's a God, but I know there's a God because I'm experiencing God, because I'm living uh, uh, in the presence of God. You know what I mean? Any word, any description. The Course Miracle says that we say God is, and then we stop talking because anything that follows is just a description. All we need to say is God is,
God is. God is everywhere. He's
and
everything.
everything,
Yeah.
including you. Our friend Kat and Jack gave a beautiful, I've been using it for 3 days in a row now, 2 days in a row now. We are God sparks. Where
I was waiting for something important.
it is. We're
Oh my
sparks.
gosh.
We are sparks of God.
Oh, you guys make me laugh so hard sometimes. I'm like,
Selena
oh my
says, "I
God, I'm
agree."
gonna cry. The yogi's so serious. Wait a second. Are we talking about farts again?
No, no, I didn't. No, I didn't say fart. I said spark.
Oh,
Spark.
it's
Although,
I was like, what? What are you talking about? God doesn't fart. Like, where are we going with this?
We've been infected by the fart machine once too often.
Yeah, it's like it's just I'm like, what is he talking about? I've never heard him say anything like that. It's funny.
Um,
God spark, yes.
yep, that was the description that Cat and Jack gave.
Mm.
I like I said, it was either yesterday or the day before. Um, so we're sparks of divinity, always connected. But we think that we are separate. We think that we are, um, again, as I mentioned earlier in the chat, small and insignificant.
Yeah.
And because we have those thoughts, that's our belief, we project them outwards. If I am small and insignificant, so are you. And
Yeah.
if you are small and insignificant, then I feel entitled to hurt you, that I can be unkind, that I can manipulate and maneuver you so that I can feel less small and less insignificant. But it never works.
All I want to say is preach, Yogi, preach. It's like you're speaking to me. I need to hear all these things.
Yep. And I need to remember myself, that's part of, as the course says, we teach what we need to learn.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I needed to hear all those things. I know you told Selma you were going to talk for 15 minutes, and I said, I don't care. I'm coming on anyways.
That's always fine.
Yeah, I said, I'm going to interrupt too. Selma's not the only one that gets to interrupt the yogi. I want to interrupt too.
You, actually, both of you, always help the conversation.
Thank you. Selma's the best. I love her question. What does discussion mean, right?
Yep.
Usually,
Maddie's
what the yogi does on his live, Selma, is discussion. He's always discussing with us.
Maddie's going to bed. Says going to say goodnight, Miss Yogi. Almost 23:30 hours, 23:30.
Wow.
Good night, sir, and good night to everyone in chat. Love and respect always from Scotland. Take care, everyone.
Love you. No frills. You know you made us sick over the device, right? It's called online flu. You gave us the online flu. You catch it by being online with people. We hope you feel better, Maddie. Yogi, we're going to wrestling tomorrow.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Who's going to headline? Do you know? Is this WWE?
Yeah, don't ask me questions. I'll tell you about it after I come back because I just love wrestling, but I don't really keep up with it because it's not real. You know what I mean?
What do you mean it's not real?
Well, it's not like they really wrestle like MMA.
What do you mean they
Like,
don't really wrestle?
yeah,
I'm
I don't
not
want to
following.
first. I know the first time someone said that to me, I wanted to beat them up. I was like, stop it. And every time we watched a match, they would be like, yeah, look, the guy's talking to the other guy. The guy's talking to the other guy. And I'd be like, stop it. That, it's entertainment, right?
Right.
It's entertainment. And so, like, yeah, since I found out they don't really wrestle for real, I don't really, but I have to be there. So I'm excited.
Skid
Mind
says
you,
I
I
can't.
know all the wrestlers. I just don't ask me to name it like that off by heart
Right.
because I feel on the spot.
I used to know, but I don't know any of the new ones.
Yeah, there's some new it's really good. It's entertainment. Like they all have
Right.
character, they all have personality, and it's just fun to watch.
Skid says, yeah, Eric, but it's totally real. Hey, see, thank you, Skits. I knew it was real. Toy
It's
Puffs
not.
is just
No,
she's
guys, it's not. I don't mean to burst you guys' bubbles, but they have shows now where even the wrestlers come on and they're explaining how they do these moves. Like I just watched one the other day where they were doing like the kick to the face. It doesn't even connect, guys. They don't even really physically kick the other person in the face. It just looks like that. Yeah, it burst the bubble. I don't know.
I
If
choose to
you
believe.
if you want to watch real stuff, watch MMA, UFC, or Bellator or something like that, but not WWE wrestling. But still, we're gonna see Yeet. Yeet, Yeet. I can't wait to do that tomorrow. Yeet, Yeet.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, he's gonna be the next top star for the next face of WWE. Yeet Man.
Huh.
Yeah.
Skid says no. It's no. It's still physically really challenging
Yes,
and
it
people
is.
still get hurt.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. Those guys are physically built to like that's a talent to be able to do that and not really connect if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like they're amazing at what they do. And it doesn't mean that's not a real move. They just don't want to they're not going to hurt each other that way, right?
Right.
Uh,
There was a old-time wrestler, but he was also a judoka. He won a bronze medal in I think the 1956, no, maybe it was 1964 Olympics in Tokyo. He became a stuntman and he worked with Bruce Lee, but he was also a professional wrestler. And he gave seminars. I have some of his seminar tapes back when I practiced martial arts. And he said any wrestling move that, if applied with intent, would physically harm someone.
yes, it's true. It's true because they're real wrestling moves. These guys just learn to maneuver it to not make it and to still make it look real, but not really hurt that person 100, 100, you know?
Yeah.
Kurt Angle was um, wrestling for the Olympics. He won like how many times he won gold medals for wrestling in the Olympics, and he was a big star in WWE.
He was. Did you know he won that gold medal with a broken neck?
OMG. Like he is Kurt Angle, honestly, is like a specimen. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like the only thing he wasn't a really good actor, but he's just an amazing wrestler, right?
King of the
Amazing.
suplex.
Yeah, he's I can't
And
believe with a broken neck. Like wow.
the Steiner brothers, remember Scott Steiner?
Yes.
He was a very high-ranking collegiate wrestler, as was Brock Lesnar.
What do you guys think about Brock Lesnar? Like he went to MMA too. I really like him a lot, and he's just true to himself. But he's just not a team player.
Right.
But
Well,
he's so like amazing, right?
I think it's good to go your own way. You know,
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
call your own shots.
Yes, call you. He and I like him for that. He calls his own shots, and he doesn't put up for nothing. He's like stands his ground. I like him, but a lot of people don't like him.
It's good says, but do you know which wrestler is from my hometown of Blackpool? Aren't
Yeah. No, I'm just joking.
aren't the British Bulldogs from Blackpool? Or am I mistaken?
I love the
Uh,
British Bulldogs.
Me too. They had
Oh my gosh.
very
Oh,
unhappy endings though.
yeah. Yeah, the whole family, right?
Um, the smaller one, Dynamite Kid.
Oh, Yogi, you
He,
go way back.
I do. He was considered, in wrestling they call them shooters, those who really know what to do at a high level, and you just don't want to mess with.
Yeah, what's the he's Canadian. Why can't I think of his name right now? Because he's like my number one person.
Bret Hart,
Bret Hart. Do you know we met in real life?
did you?
Oh my God. He is like my number. I fell in love with wrestling because of Bret Hart. Um, do you know his father started like the WWE or
It's Stu
Stu
Hart.
Hart?
Yep,
Yeah,
Stampede.
the Stampede. He was the first. Like, I just love Bret Hart and that entire family. I just feel sorry that so much sadness.
Right. They were married into the Bulldogs married into the Hart family.
Yeah, and they were European, right? They're from they're English, British.
Right. Hey,
Yeah.
speaking of, uh, we were talking Scotland, Manny being here. One of my favorites, Roddy Piper.
Oh my God. Yes. Roddy Piper with the kills.
Yep.
Honestly, there's no other like Roddy Piper. There will never be another one. You know, he helped, what's her name? Guys, why can't I think of the names? With bringing her from MMA into wrestling,
Oh, Ronda.
Ronda Rousey.
Yep.
Yeah, and I fell in love with her because I didn't really like her too much, but I fell in love with her because Roddy Piper had her back. I was like, if he supports anybody, I like her now too. But
So
Roddy Piper's amazing.
the connection with that is I told you about the Jean LaBelle who won the gold medal in Tokyo Olympics 1964,
Yes.
became a professional wrestler. He trained Ronda Rousey. As well, he gave Roddy Piper his black belt in judo.
What? What a small
him how to wrestle.
world. OMG.
William Regal was from Blackpool.
Oh, William Regal. Oh my God. Do you guys remember him?
I do.
Oh,
He was another one. He wrestled in carnivals. He was a real-time back alley wrestler. So he was someone not to be messed with in real life.
The guys who slept in their cars, right?
Right.
Oh my God, the guys who traveled and slept in their cars. Oh, this was amazing. Yogi, I came on here feeling really sad, thinking I needed breath work. But just change of conversation, right?
Yeah.
And talking about something that I love, and no one ever expects me to like wrestling. But
No
I
one
mean,
ever. The
if we
same
were
with
to
me.
sit down and have a talk, we can talk for hours and hours and hours. Oh my God, I'm so love
No one
wrestling.
expects me to know to appreciate wrestlers.
You
Or
know a lot, Yogi. You know enough. I'm like, yeah, I can talk about wrestling with you anytime. You would
well,
know.
I grew up on it, watching it with my brother when we were kids, and then practicing the moves on each other until one of us literally broke either furniture or a finger or something, you know, diving off the couch like it was the turnbuckle.
Oh my
Um, and then of course we outgrew it when we were like 21, 22, something like that.
One
Um,
day, if I'm allowed, I'm going to show you guys my collection of wrestlers. You guys would be amazed. I have wrestlers, belts, so much wrestling memorabilia. You guys would be like, what is wrong with this person? It's crazy.
but here's the thing, talking about breath work and talking about spiritual matters.
Hmm.
It's all spiritual.
Yeah. It's
If
where the
you-
mind goes,
Yep.
right?
If you can laugh and have fun, enjoy talking about wrestling, then you're doing a great spiritual service to yourself because it's making you feel good.
Yeah.
Nothing's off limits.
Well, I couldn't have done it without a perfect partner to converse back with me, right? So
Some
thank you.
might say like tag team partners.
Yeah, like
like
tag team partners, tag you in. I love it. Tag team oh my God, Yogi, we're like the new tag team partners. Yes.
we could be the U.S. Canadian connection.
The US Canadian connection. We're gonna teach them how to get along, Yogi. We're gonna teach them how the Canadians and the American can get along without conflict and all the other whatever stuff, right?
Skit says tag team Yahoo.
Wouldn't that be funny, guys? Um, the nonstop talker, puppy mommy who talks really loud, and the ASMR yogi who keeps it really calm. Oh my God,
If you notice
that
in
would be
tag
so
teams, though,
funny.
if you notice in tag teams, they often put someone who isn't the talker with someone
Yeah.
who's really good at it.
Yes. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They do. And sometimes I'm like, guys, stop making that guy talk. He's not a good actor. You know?
Right.
Stop. Why do you make that guy talk for?
Now, I'm gonna the last comment on wrestling. You could disagree if you want, but you will be wrong if you do.
Okay.
The greatest professional wrestler of all time, talking and performance, is the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Okay. I'd give you that. Yeah. What about Randy Macho Man Savage?
I like him too,
He didn't
but
have to do much. He
no.
didn't have to do much. He just had to be present.
Do you know who his brother is?
Who?
Leaping Lanny Poffo. Do you remember him?
No.
And they're actually second generation wrestlers. His father was a wrestler. And
For real?
yep, and Randy Macho Man Savage, his first love, he was a professional baseball player.
Oh my God, you know too much.
I do
Yeah,
know too much.
yeah, you know a lot. Oh my God, I want to talk to you more about wrestling. But I'm gonna okay, let's do that another time. Now I know I could talk to you about wrestling.
Yes.
Yes. I found my perfect partner to talk about wrestling with. If I need to talk about wrestling with anybody, I'm coming on the Yokis.
Skit says Rikishi coming in with a sink face. Do you remember Rikishi?
Yeah, Rikishi and his butt.
Yep.
How can you like? I don't. His finishing move is like no other. Okay, I love his finishing move. If I had a butt like that, I'd be using it like that too. I'd be sitting on people's faces. Anywho, guys, Yogi, I'm gonna take off and give you back your life. Thank you for making me laugh tonight.
Mission
With
accomplished.
yeah, mission
Always.
accomplished. Guys, I did get my outfit for wrestling. I got a pair of like baggy jeans, like they're cargo jeans with a little off the shoulder baggy sweater. I'm gonna look cute tomorrow. If I go or if I don't go, I'm still gonna look cute. Yeah,
Well, I hope you go.
I hope I go too. But if I don't go, it's okay because I'm allowing someone to get that experience for the first time. So it's a win-win situation both ways.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be okay either way. Because I'm still gonna get to do everything else. But I have a feeling I might still go. I don't know. Let's not talk about it too much because I'm really just like, oh, I hope I get to go too, because
Well,
I
let
want
us
them to
know.
go too. I'll let you
Right.
guys know. I'll fill you in on Monday. Have a great, great weekend, everybody. Love you
You too.
guys.
Love you.
Love,
Thanks.
love you, Yogi. Bye.
Bye.
Namaste.
Yep. So in just a minute or so, we will wrap things up. I appreciate the conversation. Again, I grew up with wrestling. It was, uh, something I shared with my brother. I first watched it with a great uncle way, 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 way back. Hello. I got a bone to pick with you, young lady.
What?
Do you know what I'm reading in the comment section?
Yes.
I'm reading Skits, you are my favorite.
Yes.
Skits is your favorite?
uh, you.
Finally. But you know what? You can have two favorites if you want.
Yeah.
You can actually have as many favorites as you want.
Yeah.
And as far as favorites are concerned, it's hard to beat Skits. He's one of the best.
Yeah.
But I gotta admit, when I saw that Skits, you are my favorite, my heart broke just a little bit. Skit says he used to watch it on Channel 5. We won't know what that is, but I was about 7 or 8 years old, so long, long time ago. That's back when we used to actually have channels. Skits his laugh and says, Eric, what can I say? Skits, you can say that I'm Selma's favorite from now on out. So, what do you want to discuss, Selma?
I want to discuss about my boyfriend.
What do you want to say about your boyfriend?
I would like to say thank you Harrison for not pranking me, and I still love you, and I'm coming to your house tomorrow, and I'm excited to see you, and we can hug and kiss each other.
Well, that's a pretty good discussion. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
But we are going to wrap things up tonight. Hey, you know what we haven't done for a long time?
Yeah.
We haven't sung for a long time.
Yeah.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah.
Are you able to sing?
Yeah, I still have the call.
Well, you can wait if you want. You don't need to.
Um, I want to sing.
Okay. How about something short so you don't strain your voice?
Yeah. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy with stars so gray. You make me happy, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
That was for you. Hey, did you sing that song for Skits, your favorite?
No.
No? Okay. Just checking. Just checking. Needed to make sure. Skit says, I'm loved. Smile, Selma. Skit says, imagine one day you'll be, oops. I imagine one day you'll be like, let me at him. Let me rap. Things up and break out a rap. Then Selma sings. What do you think, Selma? Should I rap?
Yes.
Not yet. I need to practice. Skits is
Yeah.
supposed to teach me. Skits is going to teach me how to rap. Skits says, wonderful singing, Selma, my friend. It was wonderful singing. We've missed your singing. It's been a long time. It's probably been 2 weeks, if not more.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you are feeling better and able to sing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Joshua!
Thank you, Joshua. Joshua says,
What
why did
does it?
Ivy put Selma in timeout? Where did she do that at? Did someone put you in timeout, Selma?
Yeah.
Where did they do that?
I think it was last week.
Thank you so much, my friend. Hey, do we have work live streams going on tomorrow? Just Marie says hello. Just Marie playing Genshin.
Hi, Joshua.
Joshua, or Skid says Joshua, you absolute legend. Do you know why you were timed out? Oh,
I didn't do anything.
nope. She's not timed out. She's up here on the screen. Joshua says that you're timed out now. She can't be timed out here. Sweat and Smile says, I got in time, hit the like. I appreciate that. Let's see, whenever Selma exits the co-host, she will not be able to come back. Marie says, I love how Yogi can say Genshin right, but Toy Pups can't. One of the few words that I can say right. Let's see, scroll up.
What did I do?
You didn't do anything.
Can you help me?
Yep, I don't think that you're timed out. I see there were some messages deleted.
What?
Some of your messages were deleted. Hey, Ivy, is everything okay? So, yeah, I think maybe just a misunderstanding or something.
Can you untie me out?
Let's see. It doesn't say that you're timed out. So, hey, Selma, how about you go back in the chat and we'll see if I can get you back in. But we're gonna say goodnight anyway. But you shouldn't be able to be timed out because you're a mod. I didn't think mods were able to be timed out. That doesn't seem like something that Ivy would do. Ivy's a good friend. Ivy, are you here?
Ivy told me out.
Well, I know she deleted some messages, but I don't know why.
She used to be my friend.
She still is. Maybe just something's going on. Let's see. Joshua says, Yogi, if you gave me manager mod, I can time out any regular moderator. It was probably an accident. Unless Ivy's been yeah, that's what I was wondering. Hey Tim. Tim says, hey everyone, been in the bushes. I appreciate you being here. Do you know how to we'll go on into the live stream and we'll see what happens.
Okay, and then I will come back and tell you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Joshua says, here's his entrance now. So Selma's fine. There she is. We get the lightning, we get the love, and we get this is the amazing, energetic Joshua. Tim says, yes, managing mods can time out standard mods. I didn't even know that I had Ivy as a managing mod. I think that possibly someone might be using Ivy's account. Ivy's a good friend. Always friendly. Just give me a second. All right. How are you doing, Joshua? Joshua says, maybe Yogi, but you could have accidentally gave someone managing moderator. Yeah, I definitely could have. It sounds like something I would do, doesn't it? Someone says, what did I do? You didn't do anything, Selma. You did absolutely nothing. I think it was just a mistake. Joshua says, I'm okay. Do you live stream it tomorrow, Joshua? Usual 8 a.m. time? Joshua says, thanks, Yogi. Joshua says, how are you, Yogi? I'm doing okay. Been a little bit of pain. I mentioned before I got issue with my jaw. Ongoing issue that's not to be resolved anytime soon. Generally, it's okay, but today it's been a little more painful. Maybe I've been talking too much. Marie says, I checked Selma's channel activity things, and it says she's been timed out a lot on this channel. I've never seen her timed out before. I did not know that you could check that kind of stuff. Maybe I'll make Selma a top mod. And that way, no one can mess with her. 16 times out when she was on this channel. Wow. Joshua says, yes, you can check things out on anyone, Yogi. Interesting. Give me a second. Selma is a managing mod now, so no one can mess with her. There you go. Skit says, Selma for top mod, hashtag. And there it is. Marie says, wait, isn't number one rule to not time out? Pretty much. Rare exceptions. Skit says, let's go. It's been done, Skits. Someone says, thank you, Yogi. Anyone else want to be promoted? Someone says that, or Skit says, let's go. Joshua says, yes, Yogi. I gave Selma, Toy Pups, and Danny manager moderator for my channel. But here's a FYI. If you're a manager moderator for any channel, you can't comment in short videos for some reason. Yeah, I figured that out. I can't comment on Michael's videos. And Eric Lapointe can't comment on my... I can do it on my desktop. I can't do it on my phone. Marie says, give Yogi mushy peas. Absolutely not. You and Skits and the mushy peas. Tim says, exactly, Joshua. Yeah, you know what? You would think that YouTube would have that figured out by now, wouldn't you? But not yet. Give me a second here, guys. Someone says, Yogi is a mushy peas. And I made you a top mod. And you're throwing peas at me. Someone want to give mushy peas to Yogi? I'll draw some too. Absolutely not. Joshua says it's a dumb glitch by YouTube that they don't care to fix. Yeah, that seems to be the answer. Skits, you're only encouraging bad behavior. Marie says, I imagine Yogi throwing mushy peas out the window. That's exactly what would happen to him. If I still had my corgi, I would feed it because my corgi would eat anything and everything. However, before we get into the mushy pea issue, I'm going to have to shut things down for the night. It is a little late for me. I'm a little tired. Did not sleep well last night. What if they were frozen peas? They would stay frozen. Once a pea is frozen, they will stay frozen for eternity. There will be no unfreezing of the peas. Not on my watch. Tim says, send me the peas. I love them. Joshua says, sorry if you didn't sleep last night. That's okay. Hey, I did sleep, just not as much as I needed to. As you guys know, I'm normally up at about 2:15-ish. If I need to sleep in, I'll sleep in till 2:30. Someone says, just a Yogi doing mushy peas in his basement, and I made you a top mod. And you immediately turned on me. Marie says, I will freeze mushy peas. Well, then they won't be mushy anymore. Is there such thing as frozen mush? Someone was laughing. A mischievous laugh. We don't want unfreeze mushy peas. I don't think anyone does. Skit says, thanks for the stream, Eric, brother. Hope you rest better this evening. Good night, my friend. Good night, chat. Much love to you all. Much love to you, Skits. Hey, make sure you check out Skits' song on his channel. Brand new, just dropped today. It's called Karma, and it's absolutely awesome. Joshua says, Skits, have a great day. Marie says, Yogi, change your channel name to Just Eating Mushy Peas. That'll never happen. Someone says, I love you, Joshua. And Joshua says, it's Katusa's song. I'll check it out directly after the live. Yogi, awesome. Before we go, Joshua, so you said you're going to be live streaming tomorrow, right? 8 a.m.? Someone says that's going to happen. It's never going to happen. Skit says, someone, that is the best comment ever. Just Yogi doing mushy peas in his basement. Take care all. And you, Joshua, much love, my friends. Joshua says, we all love you so much. We do. Marie says, gonna barbecue because I'll be listening to Skits' song. Nice, guys. Someone says, love you guys. We love you too. Tomorrow and Sunday are the same time. So, 8 a.m. The amazing, energetic Joshua. Guys, I hope to see you there. Always a good time. Always fun. Always the unexpected. You can't even expect the unexpected. That's how unexpected it actually is. But entertaining and meaningful. Joshua says, yes, thanks, guys. I will see you guys there. Someone's having fun. Well, I hope you guys find another live stream to hang out in after this one so you can continue having fun. Joshua says, thanks, Yogi. Absolutely, my friend. Someone says, mushy peas, Yogi. And that's going to be the closing comment for the night. Mushy peas, Yogi. Take care, guys. I'll see you all later.